You don't need a green thumb to create your own personal herb garden, but our growing season is famously brief, and now is the time to get going. But what about freezing, you ask?
A lot of these things are fine putting them out right now. But just remember that there are tender ones, and those need to be protected.
We're talking about you, basil plant. Cindy Jeffers at Land Systems Nursery assembled some herbs for you to consider growing.
Basil is probably the most popular herb that we actually sell here. And there's just so many uses for it. Lots of people grow lots and lots of it so they can make pesto. And it's real easy to make pesto. Works great in a container. Cilantro, another one of the most popular ones. How can you ever have too much cilantro? And cilantro will come back usually. It usually will reseed and come back.
And that's hardy enough to grow?
Oh yeah, it's very, very hardy. And it tastes wonderful. I mean, to me, you never can have too much cilantro.
In salsa, perfect?
Just eat it. I have garlic chives, and I also have just regular chives. The garlic ones have a little bit of taste of garlic in them, so some people like those more than just the regular chives, but they both grow very well, and they will come back. I also have mints, which mints are extremely invasive or aggressive, either way you put it. I would recommend growing them in a pot, and either burying the pot in the ground if you want to grow them in the ground, or put them as a decorative plant on your deck. But they smell wonderful.
Ooh, yeah. So what is this one?
I think you have the orange mint. This is chocolate mint. And one of the most popular is mojito mint. So obviously
Can I steal a leaf?
Absolutely.
Mojito mint.
Yeah. So obviously you know what that's used for, but it tastes great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rosemary, another favorite. It's also beautiful, and it can be used for lots of different things.
What do you use rosemary for?
I use it for chicken. I just put it, just take the leaves and kind of crush them up and put them right under the skin of the chicken, and then roast the chicken. And
they really have a stalk.
Right, and the stalk can be used for, you can make skewers out of the stalks, to put meats on, or kebabs on.
Your personal herb garden can also include parsley, garlic, which matures in the fall, sage, and a little-known herb called lemon balm.
It's a type of a mint, but it smells wonderful. And a lot of people will use it here, rub the leaf. A lot of people will use it in cakes or cookies, but it's very, very strong. You can use it for teas.
And then there are edible flowers.
Pansies or violas are another one. You can put them in salads, you can eat them. They're totally safe to eat.
Wow.
And another thing that people do, especially on the little violas like this, is they freeze them in ice cubes. So how fun is that, to have a drink with pansy or viola flowers in them?
You don't need to use valuable real estate in the ground for your herb garden.
Put them in a container. They work wonderful in a container, because you're going to be snip, snip, snip all the time, taking off the leaves or the stems, and so they're going to stay nice and tight in a container. So it's a great thing to do on a deck or patio. A lot of people will grow these on their windowsills inside. Again, people lots of times will grow them in very, very small containers, and they outgrow them, so you have to be aware of that.
How about the soil? What do you use?
Just regular, good potting soil of some kind. And you do need to fertilize them. They are plants, so you need to fertilize them.
With what? What do you recommend?
Well, I would recommend an organic fertilizer.
Cindy says you cannot overwater herbs. Just make sure they're always moist. And remember, they need a lot of sun. The tender basil plant is sensitive to the sun, however. Also, don't be surprised if your rosemary plant does not come back next year. They don't always make it.
And there's something really satisfying about preparing a meal and going to the windowsill or going to the garden and just grabbing a few and throwing it in there, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. I think it's wonderful. And I think more and more people are trying to do that, just like more and more people are trying to grow vegetables now. So let's hope this is a lasting thing.